Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Fuller Middle School in Framingham, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls soccer matchup between the hosting Flyers of Framingham High School, seen here on my left, and over on my right, the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Be a good one lined up today. We got a slightly later start than we initially had on the docket. Originally, this was slated for 4 o'clock, but I think they very logically and realistically moved that start time to 4:45. You know, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. With the end times to the high school day these days, 4 o'clock just really isn't realistic between a lot of towns. I mean, you got to drive through that eastern Massachusetts traffic, and you're not going to get it started on time. So at the very least, they switched the official start time to make it make a little more sense. Brookline coming into this game, hoping to keep the good times rolling. They are a perfect 2-0-0 entering this matchup. Got their season off to a good start last Thursday with a road win against Wellesley, 1-0, and then got into a bit of a high-scoring battle over at Concord Carlisle on Saturday, ending in a 3-2 victory. They're hoping to keep that going here against Framingham. And as we get ready for the start of this game, let's take a look at the rosters for the two teams. We're going to start with the hosting Framingham Flyers, seen here on my left with the dark blue jerseys and the sort of silvery light blue jersey numbers. Let's take a look at Framingham's roster. Going in order of jersey number, first off for Framingham, we have a senior, number 0, Lily Vermilia. Next up, a freshman, number 1, Maddie Tessitore. A senior, number 2, Paige Spodek. A senior, number 3, Sophia Wendt. A senior, number 4, Natalie Kirkpatrick. A freshman, number 5, Ava Lombardo. A freshman, number 6, Madison Steenberg. A junior, number 8, Brooke Zanella. A junior, number 10, Gabby Arpino. A junior, number 13, Casey Kopaz. A senior, number 16, Summer Harala. A senior, number 17, Catherine Millar. A junior, number 18, Lucy Keene. A senior, number 19, Allie Jones. A freshman, number 20, Ava Callahan. A sophomore, number 21, Sophia Carney. A freshman, number 24, Isabel Seacott. And a senior, number 29, Maddie Jones. Head coach of the Framingham girls soccer team is Jen DeFusco. And now let's take a look at the roster for the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Seen over here on the right with their white jerseys and white jersey numbers with the light blue outlines. Going in order of jersey number for Brookline, first off, we have a senior, number 1, Hannah Whited. Next up, a senior, number 3, Sarah Gonzalez. A sophomore, number 5, Vilena Chernichev. A sophomore, number 7, Nora Shu. A senior, number 8, Sari Frankel. A sophomore, number 9, McKenna Hammond. A junior, number 10, Amra Ukamadou. A senior, number 11, Eleanor Bergstein. A freshman, number 12, Julia Vianello. A senior, number 13, Gianna Pentland. A senior, number 14, Madeline Moore. A senior, number 15, Cecilia Wager. A junior, number 16, Emma Eisenhower. A senior, number 17, Riley Klaus. A sophomore, number 18, Anna Leshley. A sophomore, number 19, Sydney Freeze. A freshman, number 21, Mirabelle Kesselman. A senior, number 24, Talia Thompson. A senior, number 25, Phoebe Shea. And finally, a senior, number 27, Alex Levy. Head coach of the Brookline High girls soccer team is Ben Peters. So that is the roster for Brookline and the roster for Framingham. As the warm-up's almost done. You can see over here Framingham, looks like they're starting to return to the benches for their pre-game huddle. Let's take a look at how these two teams fared against each other last year. It looks like last year Brookline swept the regular season series against Framingham with a pair of 1-0 victories. They won at home against Framingham on September 21, 2021. Lone goal of the game scored by Amra Ukamadou, assisted by Ansley Washburn. While on October 12, it was a 1-0 win again, this time at Framingham. The goal scorer once again, Amra Ukamadou, this time assisted by Zoe Fagnan. And in both games, the shutout was collected in net by Juliana Anastopoulos. So among those who registered points against Framingham last season, Ukamadou the only one left, but she did score both goals against them. So we'll see if she continues to have Framingham's number here today. She has not scored yet this season, but a player of her talent, you know it's just a matter of time. She was a huge boost to the offense last season, 4 goals and 4 assists in the regular season, ranking second on the team in both categories, and had 1 goal in the playoffs. So far this year, stat-wise, the leading goal scorer is Vilena Chernichev. She has scored 1 goal in each of the first 2 games. The team leader in assists is Anna Leshley, who led the team in goals in the regular season last year with 6, but had no assists all year. This year, she's already got 2, as she collected a pair of helpers in the game at Concord Carlisle on Saturday. Other goal scorers, Gianna Pentland and Alex Levy each scored once at Concord Carlisle, and Sari Frankel got the assist on Chernichev's goal in the season opener at Wellesley. Once again, thank you all for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Framingham, Massachusetts, where we've got today's high school varsity girls soccer match between Brookline and Framingham. As we wrap up the warm-ups, remember, as always, if you go on to enjoy this live stream, be sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I plan on having plenty of great soccer coverage for all Brookline High soccer teams this season, both boys and girls, all three levels, varsity, JV, and freshman. I was actually originally supposed to cover the boys' JV game at home against Framingham today, but that game got canceled because Framingham couldn't get a bus. You know, just remember, there are so many different kinds of people that go into making sure these high school athletic seasons happen. And if they're not properly, funded and organized, then, those systems will fall apart and we won't be able to have games. This is the consequence. The people that provide the work for us, that's, set us up for these opportunities, they need to be properly taken care of. Otherwise, they'll just walk. That's my little soapbox moment for today. But yes, originally I was supposed to cover JV, and that's honestly the second JV game that's kind of fallen through for me. Those of you who may have checked out my attempted stream of the girls' JV game at Concord Carlisle on Saturday may know the ill fate it suffered. As unfortunately I picked a wrong spot to shoot from, right in the sun. I kind of underestimated the warmth of that day, and my equipment overheated before the game could even start. It was absolutely wild, and it was unfortunate I wasn't able to cover the game, but, fortunately, while there were initially thunderstorms in the forecast for this time of day, so far, nothing falling out of the sky. We've got patches of clouds, roaming around in the sky, but so far so good. And here's hoping that it stays that way, and we can have ourselves a nice soccer match and a nice live stream to go with it. But remember, like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. Plenty of soccer matches coming up on the docket. Be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribing can help. And if you got anything to say in the live chat, if I've got some bad information on a player, or if I'm mispronouncing someone's name, either on Brookline or Framingham side, I encourage you to let me know, just so I can have things as accurate as possible, and give these young student athletes the proper coverage they deserve. Also, if you notice any technical difficulties, if, the video starts sputtering or if the audio goes haywire, it might not be something I notice on my end, so I encourage you to let me know again in the live chat so I can make this as good as I possibly can. And if you just want to comment in the live chat and just shout out your favorite team or player, just want to say go Brookline or go Framingham, or, shout out your favorite player, that is perfectly good reason to live stream, post in the live chat as well. Also, if you want to let me know where you're tuning in from, I know some folks, you're out of state or even out of the country or something like that, and you can't be at the game in person. And I'm happy that I get to provide this, and hearing about all the places that people tune in from is always really cool to me. Always puts a smile on my face. But we got the two teams huddling up, about ready to get this one underway. Again, you can see Brookline on my right, Framingham over here on my left. Excuse me 1 second. The screen's going to go out just very briefly. I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb mode. But all good now. And just in time for the game. Brookline having come out onto the field. Here on the right side, we see Framingham over here on the left. A bit hard to see the jersey number on the goalie from here. So not entirely sure who the keeper is for Framingham. No jersey number on the back. For Brookline, wearing number 00 between the pipes will be Talia Thompson. Looks like Framingham is going to get the opening possession here. And here we go, underway. Ball is sliced into the air, over to the near side, picked up by number 8, Brooke Zanella, passed back, kicked, deflected, and that's going to fly out of bounds. It's going to be a Brookline ball. Maddie Moore getting ready to throw the inbound. Bounces, finds Gianna Pentland. Pentland fighting against her defender, gets some space and passes back to Sydney Freeze. Freeze goes across to her fellow back, Cecilia Wager. Wager pushes it over to the far side. I believe that's Hannah Whited who kicks it ahead, aiming for Ukamadu, but broken up, stolen away by the Flyers. Pass across finds Zanella. Zanella passes back, a pass across was aimed at number 29, stolen away by Madeline Moore. Tried to dribble through, broken up. She recovers it, pass across, misses. Chernychev taken away by number 13, Casey Kopaz. Kopaz still dribbling with it. Tries to go for a touch pass to 16, broken up by Wager. Don't be surprised if I end up saying Cecilia Wager's name a lot more on the defensive side, but a long leading pass. Ukamadu's got speed and tripped up. Nobody gets clean control of the ball. Ukamadu still trying to fight for it. Gets taken out. No penalty call, and it's going to be out of bounds Brookline ball. Some physicality from the defense. A couple of players, including number 21, Sophia Carney, getting in there to try and prevent Ukamadu by any means necessary from getting an attack there. But that time they do call a penalty. A push in the back from number 4, Natalie Kirkpatrick, against number 13, Gianna Pentland. So it's going to be a fairly close penalty kick for Brookline. That's going to be launched by Cecilia Wager. They got a wall of defenders lined up in front of her. Here comes the kick. And it's going to sail. Well, I think that actually went through the uprights, but wrong sport. So now the Framingham keeper getting ready for the goal kick. If there are any Framingham fans tuning in and you recognize the keeper, feel free to let me know the name in the live chat. Goal kick broken up and stolen by Anna Leshley in midfield. Pass goes back to Moore. Moore battling Zanella. Zanella wins that battle, takes the ball away. Passes back to number 10, Gabby Arpino. Now a long leading pass, misses its target. It's a race to the ball. It's going to be won by Sydney Freeze, kicked back to Thompson, and Thompson is just going to launch it out of bounds. Number 16, Summer Harala, giving chase on that ball, but Freeze had a step on her. Now it's going to be a throw-in from number 29, Maddie Jones. Jones throws it in. Collected by, I believe, Arpino. Arpino trying to dribble around, but Levy comes in on help defense. Now the kick is deflected out of bounds. It's going to be Brookline ball. Moore looking to throw it in. Off ahead. Bounces along. Now kicked. Finds Arpino. Pass back. Intercepted by Pentland. Pass to the middle. Finds Leshley. Leshley trying to lead for Ukamadu. Broken up and kicked away. Well defended by Carney. Now Brookline taking it. Trying to pass across. Intercepted by Zanella. Zanella looking for a pass. Swings it ahead, finds Harala. Harala one-on-one against Freeze with help coming over. Tries dribble around, tries a through pass, but kicked away by Wager. Long bounce back to number 19, Allie Jones. She kicks it ahead. Couple deflections, kicked into open space. Moore tries to clear it, deflects, and finds the foot of Eleanor Bergstein. Bergstein long pass again, aimed at Ukamadu, but taken away by Carney. Now stolen back by Pentland. Pentland gets a pass over to Ukamadu. Ukamadu taking off down the far side, trying to use that speed. Ukamadu trying to gain the corner. Gets a kick through, but not strong enough. It's going to be scooped up by the keeper. Brookline getting Amra Ukamadu involved early and often here offensively as she tried to gain the edge there, but just a step too late. Levy kicks that one ahead to Pentland. Pentland tries a retreating pass, intercepted by Arpino. Now that pass kicked away by Moore, kicked back by Maddie Jones. Race to the ball. Freeze is going to get there first. Freeze, dribbling against Harala, gets some space and passes across to Wager. Wager dribbling. And now a long launching kick. It's going to be a race to the ball, and it's going to be smartly kicked out of bounds by Allie Jones. Again, Brookline looking a lot for those home run passes to Ukamadu. They know she's got the speed to take advantage of that if they get it just right. Inbound throw gets to Ukamadu, but could not properly control it. Out of bounds, Framingham ball. Throw in down the far side, finds an open target. It's headed towards the middle. And stolen and kicked away. And it goes all the way back to Thompson. Good defense, I believe, by Freeze there. The kick in finds Bergstein. Bergstein cannot get it around within the out-of-bounds markers. It'll be flyer ball. Maddie Jones looking for an inbound. Throws it to Harala. Harala taps it back to Jones. Pass ahead, finds Arpino. Pass misses Harala out of bounds. Moore the throw-in. Deflected by Leshley. Could not be cleanly collected, but it's stolen back by Leshley. Then kicked away by number 13, Kopaz. Couple passes back, now dangerous. And it's kicked out of bounds. It's going to be Brookline ball. Again, smartly kicked out of bounds by Allie Jones. Throw in to Bergstein. Bergstein again loses it out of bounds. It's going to be flyer ball. Throw in from Maddie Jones. Finds Zanella. Deflected away, but goes back to Jones, who boots it in the air. Race for the ball. It's deflected and taken by Freeze. Freeze kicks it back to her keeper, Thompson. It's a pop fly. It goes off ahead. Off the foot of Whited, off the foot of Moore, off the foot of Maddie Jones, into the air, and now kicked back in the air by Moore, off the head of Arpino, over to Harala, kicked away and taken by Whited. Whited kicks it upfield, but right to a flyer. I believe that's Carney. Carney kicks it over to the far side. Now an attempt to kick cannot get through traffic. Brookline tries a centering pass, no good. Now a pass into open space, finds Zanella. Pass back to Arpino, pops one into the air towards the box, headed away by Wager, and just missed the corner kick. About as far down the field as you can get and out of bounds without getting a corner. Throw in. Couldn't control it, lost the footing, and it's taken away by Moore. Moore kicks it upfield. Towards the middle, it's taken by Allie Jones. Kicked ahead, misses the target, taken away by Whited. Whited sends a leading pass, misses her target, taken by Arpino. Arpino sends a leading pass, race to the ball, attempted centering kick, not enough juice on it, and it's taken by Thompson. Thompson punts this one towards midfield. It's going to take a high bounce, go off the head of Jones. Now off the head of Leshley. Scrum for the ball. Multiple players hit the turf, and the whistle is going to give the free kick to Brookline. Wager going to take this free kick for the Warriors. Booted into the air, aiming for Ukamadu. Ukamadu takes it. Again, fighting for the edge, and cannot get the deflection she wants, and it's taken away by the Flyers. Cleared. Kicked back ahead by Wager. High bounce. Kicked by Arpino. Goes back to Freeze. Freeze now dribbling with it. Pass ahead finds Chernychev. Chernychev dribbling through space, passes it back to Wager. Wager winding up, decides against it, and now kicks. Misses the target, knocked away by Maddie Jones, taken by Maddie Moore now. Moore passes back to Freeze. Freeze dribbles up towards the middle, still dribbling, and gets a pass away to Whited. Whited tries to send it right back to Freeze, now ahead to Levy. Levy across to Moore. Moore ahead to Leshley. Leshley gets around her defender, can't get through a second one, and it's taken. Kicked ahead, but Freeze has plenty of space to get that ball. And she's just going to kick it out of bounds as some subs are going to check in. Throw in from Jones, tapped back and forth. Now towards the middle. It's Kopaz fighting for it. Manages to push it ahead. We've got a whistle, and that's going to be against Kopaz. Another free kick coming from Wager. Launches this one into the air. Gonna go off the head, off another head. Bounces past and taken by Freeze, sent back to Wager. Wager fakes out. Dangerous chance there. A takeaway by Ava Lombardo could have spelled disaster for Brookline. Instead, the long kick is going to be lost out of bounds. Flyers waiting to throw it in. Throw in booted high in the air off the foot of Wager. Going to take a high bounce. Bergstein going to try and down it. It's broken up by Zanella. Going to go out of bounds. Brookline ball. Moore throws it in. Finds the foot of Pentland. Pentland backing down against her defender. And manages to fake out her defender. Doesn't get much space though. Still trying to fight for the ball. Finally taken away by Zanella and Kirkpatrick. Pass misses the mark, taken by Wager. Almost stolen away again by Lombardo. The freshman showing aggression from the striker position. Pass ahead finds Leshley. Swung over to Chernychev. Now over to Moore. Moore boots it in the air, leading for Bergstein. Bergstein's got it. Bergstein dribbling towards the middle. She's got a bit of space. Launches one, and it's going to be well wide, and it's going to be taken by the keeper anyhow. Punt from the keeper towards midfield, skips past Lombardo, but a race for the ball, and I believe that's number 3 who got there first, and it's going to be scooped up by Thompson. Sophia went on the attempt there for Framingham. Thompson boots it high in the air. Deflects. Now kicked. Downed by Freeze. Freeze turns around, passes back to Wager. Wager fakes, passes to Moore. Moore can't get through Zanella. Moore turns around, kicks it into open space, but it's right to Maddie Jones. Pass towards the box, and Wager smartly lets it go. We got a substitution coming in. That looks like number 20, Ava Callahan, replacing number 29, Maddie Jones for the Flyers. Brookline gets ready for the goal kick. Thompson just going to kick it over to Wager. Wager kicks it ahead for Leshley, who takes it. Now passes over to Ukamadu, who can't get through her defender. Now a pass finds Went. Went tries to kick it towards the middle, but it's taken by Freeze. Freeze kicks it over for Wager once again. Wager up the line to Whited. Whited trying to get around a defender. Still trying to fight her way through. Finally gets a pass to Levy. Back to Wager. Wager winds up fakes to avoid the pursuing Lombardo and goes back to Thompson. Thompson setting up and decides to kick over to Wager. And now back to Thompson. Wager's got the most long-distance kicks on Brookline's roster, but she's not getting any real opportunities because of the aggressiveness of Ava Lombardo. As they set her up once again, and now finally kicks it. Deflection goes over to Allie Jones, who pops it in the air. Off the head of Freeze. Downed by Kirkpatrick. Kicked into space. I believe that's Went taking it. Kicks broken up by Freeze into space, taken now by Kopaz. Kopaz kicks it into space, but no Flyers there, and instead it's going to be taken by Moore. Moore is going to launch it, goes off the head of Arpino. Now kicked by Kirkpatrick and taken by Bergstein. Bergstein dribbling through space, now hits traffic, stolen away by Callahan. Pass misses Zanella, and it's going to go out of bounds, Brookline ball. And a stop for some substitutions on both sides. For Brookline, I see number 3, Sarah Gonzalez. I see number 21, Mirabelle Kesselman. And I see number 7, Nora Shue. Shue throws it in. Pentland can't control it, but it's battled for, and it's going to be taken by Framingham. Another sub coming in. Callahan throws it in to Summer Harala, who's checked back in. Kicks towards the middle, finds a target. I think that's Arpino, who kicks it back to Allie Jones. Kicks it upfield for Went. Kicked away by Ukamadu. Carney's going to chase it down and kick it ahead into open space. Chased down and broken up and taken by Kopaz. Kicked ahead. No Flyers there, and it's going to be scooped up by Thompson. Thompson rolls it in for Freeze. Freeze sends a kick up the middle. Kicked away by Kirkpatrick. Now taken by number 17. Passed back to Callahan. Across to Kirkpatrick. Kicked into open space. Carney gets there. Cut off by Ukamadu. She takes the ball and takes off. Dribbling, passes towards the middle. Not cleanly collected, but off the deflection. It's taken by Pentland. Pentland kicks across to Whited. Kicked back towards Pentland. Pentland takes it. Pentland gets a kick off to Shue. Shue battling her defender and sends it back to Freeze. Freeze looking for some space to launch a pass. Now launches it in the air. Going to go off the head of Carney. Downed by Went. Battle for the ball. Taken by Ukamadu. Ukamadu slips away, passes towards the middle, finds her target. Now a through pass broken up by Kirkpatrick. Leshley was trying to go for assist number 3 there, but broken up by Kirkpatrick. Quick throw in from Shue to Gonzalez. Now back to Chernychev, who tries to lead for Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets to the ball, keeps it in bounds. Stolen away and cleared out, I believe, by Callahan. Into open space, Kesselman over to Chernychev towards the middle, deflected down and booted away by Kirkpatrick. Now downed by Whited. Whited kicks ahead, misses her target, and off the deflection, it's taken by Kopaz. Kopaz kick deflected by Whited. Now booted into the air. Off the head of Wager, and a hard collision is going to be a penalty call against Framingham. No scoreboard clock, so I can't tell you where we are in the first half, but I can tell you we're in the first half. No score so far between Brookline and Framingham. Wager launches one. High bounce. Still bouncing. Taken by Chernychev. Chernychev dribbles, whiffs on the kick, goes off the side of her foot. Kept in by Ukamadu, centers it towards the box, off ahead and cleared out. Clutch header there for Framingham. I think it might have been Arpino. Now a pass ahead, intercepted by Shu, given over to Freeze. Freeze trying to fight off a striker, kicks it back to Thompson. Thompson looking around, kicks it in the air, off the head of Arpino, downed, and now taken, and tangled up bodies, no whistle, and it's taken by Gonzalez. Gonzalez dribbling, pass finds Pentland. Pentland, touch pass, tangled up and kicked away. Now Wager launches one high in the air. It's a race for the ball, and that's going to bounce out of bounds. It'll be flyer ball. Plenty of players getting tangled up so far this game. These two teams not afraid to get physical when fighting for that ball. Callahan, the throw-in, goes off the head of Harala. And it's going to be out of bounds. Shu throws it into Pentland, tapped back for Gonzalez. Gonzalez pass, broken up and out of bounds by Kirkpatrick. Another throw-in for Brookline, thrown into Chernychev. Chernychev trying to keep control. Turns around, gets a pass. Into open space it goes. Pentland fighting for it, but too many dark blue jerseys in there. It's kicked away by Kirkpatrick. Freeze chases it down, gives it back to Thompson. Thompson swings it over to Wager. Wager takes it, dribbles in space, now sends a pass out to the far side to Whited. Whited dribbling towards the middle. Turning around, back to Wager. Wager, kick is deflected but does get to Freeze. Now back to Thompson. Now back to Freeze. Freeze got some space. Dribbling, looking for a pass, launches one. It's instantly taken by Carney. Carney passes out to the far side, finds Went. Went dribbling towards the middle. Launches a pop fly. It's off the head of Freeze and taken by Leshley. Leshley's kick is deflected and kicked into the air by Callahan. Bouncing into open space, it's kicked by Chernychev over to Ukamadu. Ukamadu tries to send a pass. Chernychev barely gets a foot on it, but it's not enough juice, and it's taken away by, I believe, number 2, Spodek. Now a leading pass, dangerous race for the ball, and Freeze gets there first. Freeze somehow escapes the striker and passes ahead to Shu. Shu's kick deflected and now goes off of Callahan and out of bounds. Dangerous chance. Number 17, Catherine Millar, was in pursuit of that ball, but Freeze just had a step on her. We got some more subs coming in for Brookline. Replacing Gianna Pentland is number 9, McKenna Hammond. Shu throws it in, gets to Leshley. Leshley trying to fight through multiple players. She does, and at last it's deflected out of bounds by Allie Jones. Shu looking for the throw-in again. Throws it in, deflects over to Leshley. Leshley fakes out a defender, now sends a leading pass just off the mark and out of bounds. Callahan looking for the throw-in once again. Off ahead and off the foot of Shu, out of bounds. It'll stay flyer ball. Looks like we got another sub coming in. This one for Framingham. Number 18, Lucy Keene, checking into the game. Callahan throws it in, gets to Millar. Millar kicks it back to Callahan, who kicks it towards the middle. And a scrum for the ball, ultimately gets pushed ahead to Harala. Harala tries to center it, but it goes right to Chernychev. Passed back to Wager. Wager to the outside to Whited. Whited, upfield to Leshley. Leshley, it's taken down from behind and draws the penalty. Leshley looks a little shaken up, but she's just going to walk it off. Waste no time. Free kick from just past midfield for Wager. Launches it towards the box, and offsides call. Yeah, I mean, a kick like that goes that far and bounces that fast, I mean, it's almost impossible to try and receive that one cleanly without jumping off sides, unless the defense makes a mistake. Goal kick for the Flyers. Into the air across midfield, goes off the head of Shu, and that's going to be out of bounds, Flyer ball. Another sub checking in for the Flyers. I think that's, looks like number 29, Maddie Jones, coming back into the game. Inbound gets deflected back to Jones, but she can't stay in bounds, and so that's going to be Brookline ball. Shu throws it in, booted in the air by Kirkpatrick and back out of bounds. Shu throws it in. And that's going to go out of bounds. Flyer ball, inbound, stolen for a second by Shu. Now Gonzalez gets a foot on it and gets it back to Freeze. Across to Wager. Wager boots it in the air. Off ahead and out of bounds. It's going to be Brookline ball. Throw in. Downed and kicked into open space, finds Chernychev. Pass back to Freeze. Freeze swings it over to Shu. Shu, pass ahead. Race for the ball. Maddie Jones gets there first, passes back to Callahan. Kick into open space is deflected. Taken by Maddie Jones again, kicked into open space. Harala gets there first, pass over. And now a pass from Keene misses the mark, taken by Whited. Her kick broken up. And now the Flyers trying to race with some numbers here, but running out of space as the Brookline pursuers get back there. Launched into the air by Carney and an offsides call. Flyers were trying to make something happen there, but no dice. Kick upfield from Wager is downed. Now kicked into open space. Freeze cuts it off, pops it in the air. Towards midfield. Kirkpatrick gets there first. Kirkpatrick kicks it, deflected out of bounds by Shu. And it's going to be Framingham ball. A few subs checking back in for Brookline. Among them, I see number 14, Maddie Moore. Maddie Jones throws it in, off a foot, a couple deflections. Keene kicks it towards the middle, deflected back out. They're going to say last touched by Alex Levy. Jones throws it in. Moore gets there first, kicks it into space. Hammond kicks it back. to Freeze. Freeze launches it. Downed and taken, dribbled towards the middle. I believe Bergstein gets tripped up. And now Brookline's going to get another free kick. Wager kicks it, downed by Kirkpatrick. Kopaz gets there first, gets it to Millar, now back to Kopaz. Kopaz has some numbers, tries to launch a leading pass way too far, and it's taken by Thompson easily. This one booted in the air. Weird bounce, fighting for the ball. It's taken by Bergstein. Bergstein passed ahead for Hammond, tapped back for Bergstein. Now a ricochet all over the place, and it's going to be out of bounds Brookline ball. Quick throw in, kicked out of bounds again by the Flyers. Another inbound is kicked out of bounds. Throw in. Kicked into open space. Hammond sends a pass, but it's going to be kicked away by Callahan. Back to Hammond. Hammond sends for Anna Leshley. Leshley trying to fight for the edge and forces it out of bounds. And I think that's actually going to be our first corner of the day. Big chance for Brookline. Good efforts by McKenna Hammond and Anna Leshley to force this corner kick. Alex Levy will be the one taking the kick as players gather in the box. Launch towards the box. Headed down and booted out. Into open space it goes. Levy gets there first, passes back to Wager. Wager launches a long kick over to a wide open Sarah Gonzalez, but cutting it off is Maddie Jones. And it was an offsides call against Brookline. And so it'll be a free kick coming from Callahan. And it's downed by Levy. Lost her footing, tried to get it away, couldn't do it. Now it's taken by Keene. Pass to Kopaz. Kopaz trying to fight her way through. Send a leading pass for Millar. Can't get there in time. It'll be a goal kick. Kick over to Wager. Wager. Cross midfield, off ahead. And bounces, taken by Leshley. Pass to Bergstein. Bergstein trying to gain the edge. She does gain a bit of an edge here and tries a centering pass. Several deflections, still fighting for the ball, and it's out of bounds Brookline ball. Good efforts by Eleanor Bergstein to push it upfield. But now the question is, can Brookline keep pushing? Inbound throw. Taken by Anna Leshley. Leshley trying to fight her way through. Centering kick! Just off the mark. Rebound chased down and kicked out of bounds by Maddie Jones. Gonzalez, a quick throw into Chernychev. Tapped back to Gonzalez. Pass towards the middle. No one there. Taken by Wendt. Wendt loses the ball to Leshley and loses her footing. It's taken by Chernychev. Pass to Levy. Back to Chernychev. Chernychev tries to tap it ahead. Race for the ball. No contest. Callahan gets there first. Passes to the far end to Carney. Carney to the middle to Wendt. Wendt tries a long leading pass. Nobody there, and it's going to be out of bounds. Throw in to Levy. Levy passes it out. Bergstein manages to push it ahead to Hammond. Hammond couldn't get through that last defender, Carney. Carney's been doing a heck of a job as a wingback so far today, has been limiting a lot of Brookline's best chances to gain the edge. As that ball's kicked out of bounds again, it'll stay Brookline ball. Another throw in. It's downed, but not cleanly. It's going to deflect back, stay with Brookline. Bergstein tries a pass, broken up. Stolen by the Flyers, pass into open space, taken by Wager. Wager dribbling with it for a bit, now launching a long pass, gets to Chernychev. Chernychev looking around, now sends a pass, gets to Leshley. Leshley keeps the ball and gets tripped up, no call. And it's kicked away by the Flyers, now kicked into open space, finds Zanella. Kicked ahead and kicked away. Now taken by Arpino, kicked pass for Lombardo, I believe. Now pass back to Carney, now to the middle to Callahan. Callahan kicks it upfield, and that's going to be a foul call against Moore. Came in a little too hard on the back of Catherine Millard there, and it's going to be a free kick for Framingham, their first free kick of the day so far. Well, non-offside free kick anyway. Callahan launches it, deflects, and now it's still a battle for it. It's taken by Wendt. Wendt tries to kick one through, but Wager says no. Now taken back by Arpino, launches a kick well wide of the net, and that's going to be a goal kick for Brookline. Thompson gives it over to Freeze, who sends it across to Wager, back to Freeze. Freeze dribbling upfield now. Sends a pass up the middle. It's taken by Hammond. Hammond gets around a defender, now got some space, kicks it ahead to Bergstein. Bergstein dribbling, still dribbling. Carney cuts it off. Taken by Hammond. Hammond back to Bergstein. Now Wendt breaks it up, but it goes to Levy. Levy tries to kick it into open space. Gonzalez racing for the ball. Sarah Gonzalez saved! The most dangerous chance either team has had all game, but a great save by the Framingham keeper. Punted past midfield. Off the bounce, it's kicked by Wager into open space. Now kicked in the air by Spodek. It's going to bounce again. Harala is going to keep it inbounds. And now that's going to go, it looked like it might have gone off a hand, but no call. Spodek kicks it high in the air, booted back out by Wager, taken by Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets it back to Moore, gives it to Gonzalez. They cannot keep it in bounds. It's going to be Framingham ball. Maddie Jones throws it in off the head of Moore. Now over to Spodek. Spodek kicks it over to Harala. Harala trying to fight her way through. Gets it over to Wendt. Now back to Maddie Jones. Into the air. Headed away by Wager. Now chasing that down is Julia Vianello. Nice outlet pass to Bergstein, but now stolen away by the Flyers. Trying to fight through several defenders. Fighting through. That's Arpino. Launches a shot. Deflected off the hand of Thompson, and it goes off the crossbar, which means it's out of bounds. That's going to be a corner kick. The fast hands of Talia Thompson finally tested. That was some stellar fight through the defense. I believe that was Gabby Arpino who got that big shot at the net. Both teams have now had their biggest chance so far. Both within pretty similar range of each other. I mean, this has been a very evenly matched game so far. And you can tell we're getting past that feeling it out stage where now the offenses have an idea of how they want to attack it. And they're lining up for this corner kick. I believe this is Callahan. Callahan launches it towards the box. Charging in and taking it is Thompson. So Thompson does her job there. The defense has been making it easier for her up to this point, but once it becomes difficult, she stands tall. Battle for the ball, and it's taken by Spodek. Kicked back to Callahan. Callahan sends it back to the keeper. Keeper kicks it towards the middle, downed by Moore, taken by Levy. Levy trying to fight through several players, can't do it, taken by Wendt. Pass to the outside, I believe that's Arpino rather. Nice slide tackle by Leslie, but can't take it away. It stays with the Flyers. Pass to the middle, finds Lombardo. Lombardo into open space, cut off by Moore, and this ball is going to go into open space. Gonzalez is going to get there first. Gonzalez launches one into the open, and Carney is going to get there first and kick it out of bounds. Throw in. Bounces, downed by Leslie. Leslie trying to fight around her defender. And that's going to be the whistle for halftime. Brookline was starting to make one last push, and it was getting physical there in the box, but the whistle for halftime blows. And so we will go to the break. Halfway through this one, we are scoreless. Brookline 0, Framingham 0. Here at Fuller Middle School in Framingham, Massachusetts. During this halftime intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in Brookline. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, 81 BHS students have received scholarships from this fund to help them as they build their futures. Your support is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right in Brookline. And as always, you can find all the information you need about our local charity spotlight down in the description section of the video down below. You can see the URL to their website, their phone number as well. And remember, as always, if you're enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all of my upcoming live streams. Plenty of soccer ones on the horizon. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribing can help. And if there's anything you'd like to say, whether you're a fan of Brookline or Framingham, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. If I'm getting someone's name wrong, if I don't have someone's name, I've had a little trouble identifying the keeper for Framingham. So if someone knows the name of the keeper, if I was to make my best guess, I'd say it's number 0, Lily Vermilia, but I can't really get a good beat on what her jersey number is from the distance I'm at. If anyone knows that, feel free to let me know in the live chat. And if you just want to say go Brookline or go Framingham, perfectly valid reason to get in the live chat as well. But for now, it is halftime. Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Fuller Middle School here in Framingham, Massachusetts. Scoreless at the half between Brookline and Framingham. I'm going to be going off the mic for a bit, but I'll be back for the second half. Stay tuned. That's, I think, the video taken for the team. This is streaming on YouTube.
And do you work for Brookline?
Yeah, I'm a freelancer, so they hired me.
Very cool. But did you bring this too?
Oh no, Brookline brought this one.
I think it is a video.
Yeah, I think it's right there.
It just streams the game. You don't need Wi-Fi? There's Wi-Fi on here?
Oh yeah, I use my phone's Wi-Fi.
You connect like a
Hotspot. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from the campus of Fuller Middle School in Framingham, Massachusetts, giving you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls soccer matchup between Brookline and Framingham. As we get ready here to start the second half, we are scoreless so far. And it's been a mostly even match between these two teams so far today. No, you're good. You're good. Don't sweat. Sorry about that brief pause there. Like I said, it's been a very closely fought match so far. These two teams generating a roughly equivalent number of scoring chances. It's really going to come down to who gets the back of the net first. Brookline getting the opening possession. Pentland kicks it back to Chernychev, and we're underway. Back to Wager, across to Freeze. Sydney Freeze dribbling with it, sends it out to the far side to Maddie Moore. Now ahead to Velena Chernychev, back to Cecilia Wager. Wager sends a pass broken up by Sophia Wendt and taken by Kopaz. Kopaz fights off a couple defenders, gets a pass to Arpino. Arpino tries to send a leading pass for Wendt and not going to get there. Some good fight against the defenders from number 13, Casey Kopaz, and number 10, Gabby Arpino, but just couldn't get that last pass on the mark. In play, Brookline now working with it. Long kick is going to be chased down by number 19, Allie Jones. Kicked back to the keeper. Keeper boots it in the air. It's downed by Carney. Passed ahead to Wendt. Now towards the middle, finds Kopaz. Kopaz sends a through pass. Dangerous chance, but Thompson is going to get there first. Talia Thompson scooping that one up. Rolling it into Sydney Freeze. Now out to Maddie Moore on the far side. Kick ahead finds Chernychev. Chernychev fakes out her defender, but doesn't get too much space. Just enough to kick it towards the middle, but it's going to be taken by Sophia Carney. Now kicked in the air by Alex Levy. Off the bounce. Kirkpatrick doesn't get a strong head on it, and instead it's going to be booted away by Allie Jones. As two players got tangled up. It's been very physical so far today as Freeze kicks that one out of bounds. Quick inbound. Fighting for the ball. Oh, coming through, and a kick is going to go well wide. I believe that was Kopaz who tried to slide in and make that kick into something, but well off balance. Would have been very impressive if it was on the mark. Brookline going to start working on the clear. Wager dribbles around Summer Harala, kicks it ahead, deflects, taken by Carney. Carney taking off. Sophia Carney with some space, launches a kick, just wide. Good idea with the curveball there, but just a little too much curve on it. So now a goal kick for Brookline for Talia Thompson. Gives it over to Wager, now across to Freeze. Now over to Moore on the outside. Moore fakes. Now kicks it up the middle. Arpino kicks it, gets it to Kopaz. Kopaz gets it around a defender, Casey Kopaz. Now tries to send one through for Wendt. Shot saved by Thompson. First big test of the second half. Talia Thompson in good position to make that save, but now Framingham going back on the attack. Sending it to Zanella, tries to center it. Broken up only slightly by Freeze. Anna Leshley chases it down, launches it into the air. Going into open space, it's a race for the ball. Amra Ukamadu is going to get there first. Ukamadu fights off Carney, but it's kicked away by Kirkpatrick. Throw in going to come from Hannah Whited. And a whistle for a substitution. Looks like Brookline is bringing in number 21, Mirabelle Kesselman, replacing Anna Leshley, who's holding her lower back. Hopefully she's okay. Leshley has been caught up in a lot of the physical play in the middle today. She's been a key contributor for this Brookline team both last year and this year. So far, the team leader in assists with 2 this season, was the team leader in goals last year with 6. Off the throw-in, it's off ahead. Kopacz tries to clear, taken by Gianna Pentland. Pentland trying to find some space. Now sends a pass, gets to Ukamadu, offsides call. Free kick to be taken by the keeper. Swan sailing well past midfield, and Cecilia Wager just going to watch it go out of bounds. Hannah Whited getting ready for the throw-in. Looking around, throws it in, goes off the head of Went and taken by Carney. Carney tries to send a pass, finds Harala. Harala goes to the outside to Went. Went towards the middle, over the head of everybody, and it's going to bounce into open space. Framingham coming out with a lot of momentum here early in the second half. And Brookline's going to have to weather this storm if they want to get an opportunity of their own. Kopacz now takes the ball, kicks it ahead, taken by Freeze. Now Moore kicks it back to Thompson. Thompson sends it to Wager. Wager dribbling, and now launching a pop fly, gets over Carney. Ukamadu gets a foot on it, gets it over to Pentland. Pentland fakes, starts dribbling, battles through one defender, but can't get through another as it's kicked in the air. Ukamadu applying pressure, and it's going to be booted out of bounds by Framingham. Whited, a quick throw in to Ukamadu. Ukamadu fighting off Kirkpatrick. Ukamadu gaining the edge. Ukamadu charging, centering kick, gets to a teammate, popped in the air. It was sliced off of the foot of, I want to say, Eleanor Bergstein, who had a big chance there, just couldn't get her foot cleanly on it. Don't know if they called like an offsides or something, and that's why there were whistles being blown in that scenario. But either way, the keeper punts it, goes off the head of Moore, and it's going to be out of bounds. Or no, actually they called a penalty on Brookline there. So this is going to be a free kick for the Flyers. Free kick is launched off the head of Moore into open space. Bergstein getting there first. Bergstein tries to send a leading pass, broken up by Arpino and kicked out of bounds. Chernychev gives it back to Moore. Moore throws it in. Off ahead. And Framingham takes it, kicks it towards the middle. No, they don't keep it in bounds. Brookline ball. Quick throw in from Moore. Skips past a couple players. Kirkpatrick's going to get there first and kick it out of bounds. Brookline just slowly working their way up the field. Pentland throws it into Bergstein. Bergstein couldn't get the space, cut off by Kirkpatrick. And it's kicked ahead. Harala fights for it and gets there, kicks it ahead. But it looks like Moore is going to get there first and just let it go out of bounds. Moore throws it in to Bergstein. And some physical tangling, and it's kicked away by Framingham. Going to roll its way over to Thompson. Thompson gives it to Wager. Wager. It's round one. Launches one ahead, finds Chernychev. Chernychev trying to send a leading pass for Ukamadu. They call offsides. Ukamadu did not like that offsides call. She thought she had gotten her chance, but it's the ref's call. And you just got to play through it. Carney lining up for the free kick. Carney kicks it, and that's going to go off the foot of Levy, and it's going to stay with Framingham. Carney throws it in off the head of Wager, and that's going to set up a corner kick. Framingham has had a couple dangerous chances here in the second half already, and now we see the potential for another with a corner kick. Launching this kick, I believe it's going to be Gabby Arpino. Towards the box. It's downed and booted out immediately by Wager. Whoops. Framingham getting ready for the throw-in as they make a substitution over on the far side. Looks like Harala checks out, and I think Lombardo checks in. Off the head of Moore, out of bounds, going to stay with Framingham. Another throw-in, gets over a couple of players. Freeze gets there first, and she's just going to box out and let it go out of bounds for a goal kick. Got a bit of a breeze blowing here in Framingham as Wager passes to the outside to Whited. Whited trying to fight her way through, stolen away by Wendt. Wendt sends a pass for Lombardo. Lombardo dribbles, shoots, misses high. We are way past the feeling out stage. This is the second half, and Framingham has been getting dangerously close. Thompson kicks it in the air, deflected. Deflected again, taken again by Framingham. Lombardo sends a pass, finds her target, and running out of room was Kopaz as Moore takes it and clears it out. Off a head, and off another head. Fighting through is Wager, sends a long kick, deflects by Kirkpatrick. Now off the foot of Chernychev. Now kicked towards the middle by Bergstein. Now another deflection. It's a race to the ball, and Kirkpatrick is just going to kick it out of bounds. Brookline wasting no time setting up for the throw-in. Chernychev is actually just going to wait for Moore. Moore directing traffic, now throwing it in. It's downed, taken by Pentland. Pentland trying to fight through several defenders and forces it out of bounds. It'll stay with Brookline. Thrown in again, Kesselman. Kesselman tries to tap it towards the middle, forces it out of bounds. That's going to force a corner. You know, we've really seen sort of the two distinctive styles these teams fight with. Brookline tries to take advantage of superior speed and really space things out, send a lot of long leading home run passes. Meanwhile, Framingham keeping things really bunched together and trying to clog up those passing lanes. As Brookline gets ready for the corner kick, Levy launches it towards the box, kicked out immediately by Carney. It's chased down, stays with Brookline. We got a trip, and this one's going to be called a Framingham penalty. Quick free kick, not waiting, gets to Commodore. Offsides called again. Goal kick launched across midfield, off the head of Wager. Wendt going to take it, poked out of bounds by Whited. Subs coming in. Looks like Ava Callahan checking back into the game, replacing Maddie Jones, and one more. I think it might be Summer Harala. Carney throws it in, skips past Lombardo. Wager tries to kick it, taken by Arpino. Gets a pass through to Lombardo. Lombardo dribbling with it, trying to find space. Kicks and misses her target, and that's going to be missed out of bounds. Throw in finds Bergstein. Bergstein gets around a couple defenders, has a small bit of a step, trying to go up the edge, still going. Eleanor Bergstein still going. trying to gain the edge on Allie Jones, runs out of room, has to turn around. Tries to get around, loses the ball, and it's going to be a goal kick. Once again, you can see the stylistic differences between these two teams, how Framingham really likes to cluster players around the ball to gain the numbers advantage on those deflections. Meanwhile, Brookline really tries to handle things with superior speed and ball handling to try and sort of get those breakaway openings. So far, neither style has yielded any score, as it goes off the head of Levy and off a foot. Taken by Arpino, kicked into space, finds Went. Went touches it back to Carney. She loses her balance and it's taken by Ukamadou, taken by Pentland. Pentland tries to lead a pass, but it's deflected out of bounds by Kirkpatrick. Whited throws it in. Ukamadou takes it. Ukamadou trying to gain the edge, cannot get through Carney. Swooping in and taking it is McKenna Hammond. Her pass back is deflected out of bounds by Went. Another throw in to Ukamadou. Ukamadou tries to touch it through, finds Hammond. Hammond centering it too high. Chasing it down and keeping it in bounds is Alex Levy. Levy tried to get through a defender, couldn't do it. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Stay with Brookline. Quick throw in. Deflected out of bounds, and that's going to be a corner for Brookline. Alex Levy getting ready to take the corner kick as Brookline starting to apply some pressure here. Levy just going to tap it into Chernychev, back out to Levy. Levy back to Chernychev. Chernychev, I think they called offsides again. The offsides calls plaguing Brookline here in the second half. Still no score. Goal kick. Deflects into open space. Weird deflection off the head of McKenna Hammond. Amaru Ukamadou trying to take advantage. Fires a shot. Misses wide. Couldn't get her foot on it cleanly. What a weird chance that one was. Goal kick again. Off the head of Moore. Into space, kicked in the air by Millar. Off the head of Moore. Off the foot of Lombardo. And Lombardo kicks it again. Kopaz trying to kick it. Gets tangled up with Moore. Ball lost out of bounds. Gonna stay with Framingham. Inbounds throw off ahead. And it's going to go back out of bounds. Was last touched by Framingham. Moore getting ready to throw it in. Throws it into Hammond. Hammond touches it back to Freeze. Freeze trying to dribble through. Collision sends the ball over to Whited. Whited lost the ball, taken by Went. Went sends a pass, misses Kopaz. Kopaz chasing it down, turning around. Tries to send a kick through. And it's going to get through everybody and into the arms of Thompson. Thompson slices this one into the air. Goes off the head of Carney, now off the foot of Kirkpatrick. Bounces past a couple players, taken by Went. Went dribbling up the side, now fakes. Kick towards the middle, but nobody there. Down by Freeze, now taken by Lombardo, and Freeze has to fight it away and kick it out of bounds. Ava Lombardo been bringing that forward pressure all day today. And that almost turned into something dangerous. Throw in coming from Carney. Goes off the head of Ukamadou, and it's going to be taken by Pentland. Pentland dribbling. Can't get it through Kirkpatrick into open space, and it's scrummed, still scrummed. And finally won by Kopaz. Kopaz can't get through multiple players, and a penalty is called. Looks like it's going to be against Pentland, as she is a little slow to get up. Arpino getting ready for the free kick. Kicks it towards the box. Off a head. Off another head. Couple deflections. Winds up back with Wendt. Wendt tries to pass. Goes to the outside. And sliding to center it was Carney. As a couple players collide, and they're going to say goal kick. Thompson gives it to Wager. Wager launches it in the air. Pentland can't get it through Allie Jones, and it's taken by Carney. Carney trying to get it through Vianello. Gets a bit of space, kicks it into the open field. Taken and tripped up is Sydney Freeze, and that's going to draw a penalty. Wager trying to line up quick for the free kick. Launches it in the air. Gets it to Ukamadou. Ukamadou trying to get around her defender. Kicks it towards the middle, off the mark, cleared by Kirkpatrick. And Lombardo gets it into the air, but too far out of the way, and that's going to be Brookline ball. Subs coming in. Looks like Brookline bringing in Eleanor Bergstein to replace Amra Ukamadou. And Pentland couldn't fight through multiple players. And it looks like she might have taken a hard one to the shin, but it's going to be Framingham ball as they try and push it ahead. Lombardo can't get it through her defender and has to pass back. Kicked into open space, finds Arpino. Arpino dribbling with it, passes to the outside to Wendt. Wendt launches it towards the box. Nobody there. And Moore is going to box out and let it roll out of bounds for the goal kick. Another sub checking in for Framingham. Looks like Lombardo coming out. And coming in, I can't quite see the number. But either way, it's going to be a goal kick for Thompson. I think checking in might be number 6, Madison Steenberg. Ball is given to Freeze. Freeze sends it out to Moore. Moore dribbling up the sideline. Now sends a long leading kick. It's a race to the ball, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Callahan. Brookline, quick throw in off the foot of Pentland, trying to lead for, I believe, Gonzalez. Centering kick is well off the mark and out of bounds. Goal kick is launched off the head and booted out. It's now going to be a foot race for the ball. Coming out of the box is Thompson to kick it away and out of bounds. Going to be a throw in for Framingham. Bounces past everybody. Cut off by Freeze, who's just boxing out. Now taking the ball and booting it out of there. Downed by Pentland, gets back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez sends a kick to the middle to Chernychev. Chernychev sends a long kick ahead, finds McKenna Hammond. Hammond couldn't dribble through her defender. And it's going to be kicked out, deflected, gets to Moore. Now into the open space. Hammond trying to collect it, but Kirkpatrick gets there first. Now into open space. Vianello fights off her player, but then Wendt deflects it back. It's going to go out of bounds and be Brookline ball. Throw in from Vianello. Headed back and lost out of bounds off Vianello. Throw in from Carney. Off the head of Wager. And it's going to be out of bounds, Framingham ball. Carney another throw in. And after a deflection, it's taken by Bergstein. Bergstein kicks it up for Pentland. Pentland could not fend off Kirkpatrick. It's lost out of bounds. It'll stay Brookline ball. Substitution coming in for Brookline. Coming in for Alex Levy, I believe, is Kesselman. Throw in off the head of Wendt. And Wendt tries to tap it ahead. Weird deflection. And Wager finding some space and clearing it all the way down to Allie Jones, who's going to tap it back to the keeper. Keeper trying to kick, gets it away from the pressing strikers, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. Sky's getting dark out here late in the second half. Throw in for Brookline. Pentland tries to down it. Framingham takes it, kicks into open space. Moore takes it, launches it towards the box, but the foot race is probably not going to get there in time as Carney just trying to box out and let it roll out of bounds, and it does. Throw in for the Flyers. Taken by Wendt. Wendt in the air, off the foot of Wager into open space. And a penalty called, I think, on Framingham. So a good chance for Brookline around the 20-yard line. Players backing up as Cecilia Wager readying herself for this free kick. Launches it, deflected right back to her. She takes it, passes it out to Moore. Moore kicks it towards the box and taken out of the air by the keeper. Lily Vermilia, the Framingham keeper, makes a nice grab there. The punt is broken up, kept in bounds by Brookline. I believe that's Gonzalez sending a leading pass. No offsides. Or is there? That was very confusing for a second. But it looks like it was out of bounds. And so it'll be a goal kick for Vermilia. And timeout called. Still scoreless here in the second half of what has been a very hard-fought matchup between the Brookline Warriors and the Framingham Flyers. I mean, right now, it's hard for me to imagine this resulting in anything other than a scoreless tie with how well both teams have been contesting each other defensively. But, you know, as anyone who watches soccer will tell you, it just takes one. It really just takes one. And we've seen a few times where each team has gotten close, has gotten their better chances. Nothing has found the back of the net yet. And again, it's a question of which team can capitalize on their strategies first. Framingham, when they're able to bunch things up towards the middle, you know, take advantage of some short deflections and some well-timed touch passes, they get some opportunities for themselves. Brookline, when they're able to set things up for their speedy strikers streaking down the sidelines, they can really get some openings. It's just a question of, you know, either which defense makes a mistake first, or maybe who can perhaps incorporate some of the other team's style a little more. I mean, we've seen that Framingham does possess some capability to pressure with their speed the way Brookline does, and Brookline has some ability to cluster their players in one spot and take advantage of some short touch passes as well to set things up. We'll see who, if anyone, is able to get their best opportunity and take advantage. In the meantime, Lily Vermilia, the Framingham keeper, lining up for a goal kick out of this timeout. Into the air, off the head of Gianna Pentland. A race for the ball. Allie Jones getting there first and booting it out of bounds. Maddie Moore looking for the throw-in. Taken by Kirkpatrick. Launched in the air, downed by Moore. Moore kicks it towards the box, off the head of Carney, and into open space. Quick touch pass finds Kopaz, but kicked into the open, where it's Vianello's just going to let it roll out of bounds. Quick throw in to Bergstein. Bergstein taken by Wendt, passed for Harala. Summer Harala dribbling with it, looking for some space, kicks it towards the middle. Ooh, just missed. Might have gone off the head of Maddie Moore. And it is off the head of Maddie Moore. They're going to call a corner kick. Big chance for Framingham here. Launch towards the box, caught out of the air by Thompson. Thompson punts it into the air, goes off the head of Carney, downed by Pentland. Pentland dribbling, looking, tries to get a pass deflected, but collected by Bergstein. Bergstein trying to fight her way through several defenders. She gets swarmed, and it's taken away by Spodek. Given to Arpino, passed over to Wendt, to the middle, finds Kopaz. Kopaz loses the ball a little bit, chases it down, kicks it up the line, deflected out of bounds by Moore. Again, you see that quick swarming capability of the help defense of Framingham and what it's able to do. That's either out of bounds or a handball. Either way, it's going to stay with Framingham. Throw in. Over everybody, somehow kept in play by Framingham. Attempted clear, now a shot! Sails high. I didn't see quite who launched that shot. Might have been Kopaz. But either way, over the bar, no good. A goal kick again for Thompson. Thompson gives it over to Freeze. Freeze dribbling with it. Running out of room, losing the ball, but still battling for it. Millar trying to take it, collides hard with Moore, and a whistle blown. Looks like Millar went down hard on that collision. And it looks like trainer's going to come out and look at number 17, Catherine Millar. The two teams huddling up during this injury stoppage. Certainly hope Millar is okay. only so much time left in this one. I don't know exactly how much. Again, no stadium clock here, so I can't tell you what the clock is at. But just based on when we started and where we are now, I can tell you there's not a lot of time left for either team to try and get on the board. Looks like Millar still down on the ground. Again, both teams have been playing a very physical game today, and you know, you never want to see this. Doesn't matter which team you're rooting for. And Millar gets up. She's acquiring help from the coach and training staff. Looking very hobbled again. You know, hopefully this is just one of those things that just hurts like a son of a gun during the moment, but, you know, the next day you're just a little sore, but you can walk fine. Hoping all the best for Catherine Millar. Out of the injury stoppage, it's going to be a free kick for Brookline. Cecilia Wager signaling. There's the whistle. And here we go. This one's sliced. It goes off the body of Ukamadu. Freeze gets to the ball first. Now kicks. It's going to lead too far. That's going to go out of bounds. Carney throws it in. Off the head of Kopaz. Taken by Vianello. Kicked into some space. Scrumming for the ball. Still scrumming. And winds up at the foot of Levy. Levy tries to kick it towards the middle. Cut off by Arpino. Arpino kicks it through. Finds Went. Went trying to get around. Kicks it ahead. Finds Harala. Harala broken up by Freeze. Gets back to Wager. And now back to Thompson. Thompson going to kick it ahead to Freeze. Freeze going to just send it back to Thompson. Now over to Wager. Wager trying to dribble around. Gets around. And a call. It's going to be a penalty call against Harala. And it'll be another free kick for Brookline. Wager launches a line drive towards the middle, deflected off the foot of Kirkpatrick. Now collected dribbling towards the middle, that's Zanella. Zanella pass ahead, broken up by Wager, taken by Levy. Levy, a long leading pass. Oh, no offsides call here, big chance. Amaru Ukamadu on the breakaway. Ukamadu fires, saved by Vermilia. That was the chance Ukamadu's been waiting for all game. Just couldn't get the biggest kick off of it, and it was well handled by Vermilia to make one of the biggest saves of the day. Well, one of just a few saves today, as the defenses have done very well. But still, Framingham now trying to push it. Moore cuts it off. Into the air, trying to keep it in bounds. The Flyers do keep it in bounds. It's deflected by Freeze. Hammond kicks it across to Levy. Levy sends it ahead. Chernychev scrumming for it, and it's taken again off a deflection. Now kicked away by Vianello after a hard collision with Kirkpatrick. Bergstein takes it, tries a leading pass, goes off the head of Carney. Arpino's kick deflected by Hammond. Hammond passes for Chernychev. Chernychev tries to send a through pass. Ukamadu gonna try for it again. Ukamadu fires! Misses wide. It's gonna be a goal kick for Vermillion. Amaru Kamadu with 2 huge chances right here at the end. Vermillion launches a goal kick off the head of Moore. Collected by Arpino. Arpino kicks into open space, kicked away by Vianello. Stopped by Carney. Carney trying to fight her way through, wrestled away. Hammond takes it. Hammond trying to fight her way through, goes off her foot and into open space. It's going to go right over to, I believe, Zanella. Zanella dribbling around, passes, finds her target. Now another pass ahead, finds Kopaz. Kopaz broken up, goes into open space to Chernychev. Chernychev launching another long leading pass. And getting there first will be Vermillion. Off ahead and taken by Wendt. Vianello fighting for it, coming in and kicking it is Kopaz, and that will go out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. Teams really pushing to get the go-ahead score here late in the second half. Vianello throws it in, off ahead, off another head, a third header. In open space, deflected away from Lombardo, but taken by Zanella. Zanella trying to fight for it. Penalty called on Hammond. Going to be a free kick for Framingham just past midfield. Taking the free kick is Lucy Keene. Towards the box, off the head of Alex Levy. Taken back by Framingham, kicked into the air, off the head of Levy. Over towards Wendt. Wendt tries to send it towards the box, downed by Kopaz, scrumming for it, and Freeze clears it out, taken by Bergstein. And I think they called a handball on Bergstein. Big free kick chance for the Flyers as Carney lining up. Carney launches it. Going to be taken off one hop by Thompson. Thompson punts it. It's downed. Goes over to Wendt. Wendt's pass deflected by Vianello, but collected by Allie Jones. Allie Jones dribbling with some space. Tries to send a leading pass. Well cut off by Vianello. Vianello sends the kick upfield, taken by Carney. Carney tries to send a pass. Broken up. Stolen away by Moore. Moore trying to dribble through. Moore trying to push it. Taken away from her. Now Framingham on the counterattack. Zanella sends a pass ahead. Gets through, but broken up again. I think that was Freeze. Booted into the air by Jones. Couple deflections. Winds up at the foot of Levy. Levy sends it back to Wager. Wager fakes out one defender. Still dribbling. Trying to stop. Loses her defender. Gets it over to Freeze. Freeze sends it back to Wager. Wager launches a pass into the air. It's a race for the ball. Eleanor Bergstein's got it. Bergstein tries a centering pass, blocked by Kirkpatrick. Bergstein still fighting for it. Knocked away into open field. Levy passes across to Moore. Moore sends it towards the box to Ukamadu. Ukamadu shoots, blocked by Vermillion. Kicked back towards the box. Taken again. Kicked. That one's in! McKenna Hammond! Or did they call offsides? No, it was a goal. That is a goal scored. Brookline takes the 1-0 lead. Goal scored by number 9, McKenna Hammond. Her first high school varsity goal, and what a clutch time to get it. Framingham trying to reset. All pressure now on the Flyers as time ticks away. Brookline now with the 1-0 lead. Bergstein launches it. Brookline taking a more defensive stance here, not chasing the ball as aggressively. Now this one stolen by Chernychev. Chernychev sending a long leading pass. Again, no offside. Ukamadou taking it again. Amru Ukamadou fires. Save again by Vermilya. Lily Vermilya refusing to stop fighting as she continues to keep her team in this one despite so many great chances for Brookline late here in the second half. Off the save, that's going to be a corner kick for Brookline. Corner kick just passed out to Hammond. Hammond kicks deflected towards the box, now taken out by Framingham. Flyers off to the races, trying the counterattack. Deflected by Vianello. Taken back, this is Kopaz. Kopaz racing against Bergstein, passes towards the middle. Finds a target, pass back to Wendt from Lombardo. Tries a leading kick, deflected away by Wager. Taken by Chernychev in open field. Sends another long leading kick. They're trying for it again. Amru Ukamadou is the 4th or 5th time the charm. Fakes out the goalie. And that one's buried. Amra Ukamadou had so many chances and finally gets one in. The patience on that one. She had launched shots from so many times in her breakaways. That one, she waited to the last possible moment, juked out the keeper, and that's going to be a second goal on the board for Brookline, and that one might just be the dagger. Time ticking away here in the second half. Now a 2-0 score in favor of the Warriors. Kicked into the air and lost out of bounds. That's going to be Framingham ball. Scrum for the ball, kicked up field. Pass to the middle to Lombardo, now down the edge. Runs out of room on the edge. Ball out of bounds, going to stay with Framingham. And there's the triple whistle. Your final score here at Fuller Middle School in Framingham, Massachusetts. The Brookline High Warriors 2. The Framingham High Flyers 0. 2 goals scored for the Warriors, both the first goal of the season for each player, and for one, the first goal of her varsity career. Late in the second half, it was McKenna Hammond who finally buried the go-ahead score that would turn out to be the winning tally. And then Amra Ukamadou with her first goal of the season to make it 2-0, and that would be the final. Again, what a hard-fought match from both sides. Got to give a lot of credit to the Flyers. For much of this game, it felt like it could go either way. And I think a 2-0 scoreboard is a bit misleading because Framingham clearly pushing aggressively late in that one, which gave Brookline a lot of chances to try and lead on the speedy Amra Ukamadou. And finally, she buried one in spite of a valiant defense from Framingham senior goalkeeper Lily Vermilya. But that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. Plenty of soccer ones coming up, including tomorrow. I've got the Brookline freshman girls team tomorrow. I don't remember off the top of my head who they're playing, but I know I'm going to be covering them. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribing to the channel can help. If you have anything you'd like to say and the stream is already over, feel free to go down to the comment section down below. Also, go down below to the description section where you can find out all the information you need about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. Find out more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. And check out the bottom right corner of your screen. You can see the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the services I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. Right below that, my email address, jgms88@gmail.com, if you just want to contact me directly with any questions or requests you might have. And below that, the URL to my Instagram account, instagram.com/jgms88, where I post highlights from previous live streams. You can be sure that the 2 goals from today are going to be going up on my Instagram probably sometime tomorrow. So be sure to follow me on Instagram and stay tuned for that. But that's going to wrap it up. From Fuller Middle School in Framingham, Massachusetts, the final score, Brookline 2, Framingham 0, goals scored by Hammond and Ukamadu. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night. Next varsity game.
Thursday.
I don't think I've got Thursdays, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I got a doctor's appointment that day, and it's whatever they schedule me for.
I'll cover it for you.